According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 15% of the state's population are foreign-born immigrants. Governor Baker has been unclear about whether they, documented or not, are welcome here. Can you comment on current Massachusetts immigration policy, past and present, and what policies you would support regarding immigrants in our workforce, our schools, and our communities?
Well, I am supportive of the Safe Communities Act. I actually sat down with an immigration official recently because there were things I honestly didn't know about how it worked, and we got into some very technical discussion. I only have 90 seconds. So I can't really get into all of what I'd like to say. Basically, he was explaining that Congress is sort of holding us hostage because there's some simple changes they could make to immigration laws that would allow people to pursue pathways to citizenships in a much more reasonable way. I mean, I would certainly hope that here in Massachusetts, we would urge our congressmen and our senators to stop that gridlock and make that happen. I think that Safe Communities Act is a great step. I think, I don't, you know, we're hiding people in churches. We're putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole. We need to fix this once and for all. People need to be able to have this reasonable pathway to citizenship and ensure that they're safe everywhere, not in small zones that we deem them safe or in the backs of churches where they're basically held, you know, that's not free. They're not free at that point. So I think that we need to look at this much more comprehensively and fix the minor things we can fix that will then allow people to have a pathway to citizenship.
So I am a huge supporter of the Safe Communities Act in its previous version. I actually sit on a statewide committee made up of 180 organizations that has been working to pass the Safe Communities Act for the past year. I brought many people from Northampton down to Boston to testify at the hearing. It was 11 hours. 4 people spoke against it, and still the bill is stuck in committee for all intents and purposes. The problem is that now the Safe Communities Act, as it was written, has now been changed. It sort of rolls back constitutional protections in the state of Massachusetts, making it really hard. That's something that the governor is supporting. I'm not sure why the governor is supporting a rollback on constitutional protections, but he is. We've attempted to get the bill attached to the Senate version of the budget. That's been successful, and now we're working to get that same thing passed through conference committee. It's going to be a struggle, and we're not sure that it's really going to work. This is frustrating because the Safe Communities Act provides the bare minimum of protections we should be offering our immigrant communities. Really, it's so minor. And yet, instead of supporting this, we have a governor who is sending troops, National Guard troops, to the Mexican border.